my loves, welcome back to another video. This is the design I'm going to be doing today, and this was inspired by my new dress. I've got a summer dress. I know the person that always wears black is now wearing a summer dress because it's that hot. So that's what we're going to do. I've already prepped my nails. Now before I start, please don't forget to like this video. Also subscribe if you're new and make sure you check the notification bell. So these are the tools I used to prep my nails. The website is there below and it'll be in the description box. I thought I won't bore you with another nail prep. And I do have a nail prep course if you feel you need it, just to avoid those common mistakes that cause excess lifting and issues like that. So yeah, the tools are available individually or part of a kit. And that's that done. So I'll show you the gel I'm using. I'm going to be using the rubber base from Madam Glam, which is called Malaysia. It's very, very beautiful. It's got a subtle sheen to it, but nothing hyperpigmented. See, the texture's quite thick, but you don't need to apply it thick. Okay, the colour I'm using is Primavera, which is beautiful. It was the closest I could find to my dress. I'm also going to be using Flirty, which is gorgeous nail bed colour, and it's not super opaque, it's gorgeous. And the gel paints I will be using for Madam Glam are pink, green and white. Top coats will be velvet matte and no wipe top coat. So without further ado, I'm just going to dehydrate the nail plate because I have just been touching stuff, and you only need to get a bit of oil on there and your base coat may separate or may not sit nicely, so it's just worth going over with a tiny bit. I use isopropyl alcohol because it's just bare up, simple, nothing else in it. But you can use what you want. There's loads of different products. And we'll do the thumb first. So I'm going to apply that rubber base. As you can see, it's not really that pigmented. It's just got a nice natural hue to it. Oh, what a nice word, hue. Oh, thank you for all the positive comments on my last video where I did a story time. I think I will do some more. It was fun and I have like so much. So that's had a 30-second cure, and I'm going to go in with Primavera. I'm going to work thin. I'd rather do 3 coats and work thin, so as you can see I do remove some of the gel from the nail and just work nice and thin. It's hot, so the gels tend to be a little bit thinner in the heat. It happens like acrylic sets faster, gel goes thinner. Oh my god, that reminds me, my hard gel, I think Oliver's been rooting around in my drawers. The lid was half off and it was on its side. It's all spilled out everywhere. Nightmare. Anyway, I'm going to use Madam Glam's detailer brush just to go around my cuticle and sidewall areas so that we don't get flooding. It's nice and controlled, and then I'll just drag that through the nail nice and gently just so it all merges together. I'm not worried if there's any inconsistencies initially because, like I said, the gel's running thin because it's very, very hot, and I'm going to build it up in 3 layers rather than the usual 2. So that will go into the lamp for a 30-second cure. And now it's out, we're going with layer number 2. Nice and simple. I didn't plan this set initially. I was on the phone to my daughter saying, look at my lovely dress, I've got a summer dress, I'm feeling ever so floaty. And she was saying how beautiful it was. And then I said, oh, those cute little white flowers. Oh, I could do a nail design. And that was how that came up. Literally like that. So I've done 3 layers. I didn't show you the third because I thought you'd be bored. And I'm going in with velvet matte top coat now because I'm going to do a little bit of painting. So we need a nice matte base. You can just buff the gloss top coat if you'd rather, but I like to use matte. There we go. 30-second cure on that, and then we'll get the gel paints out. Here we are. So I'm just going to use a medium dotting tool. And the best thing about the flowers on this dress is they're not perfect. They're all higgledy-piggledy, and that's what makes them look so darn cute, is they're kind of fun. They just don't look uniform. It's beautiful. So I'm just going to do a few dots and then fill in the middle. Very, very simple. I'm not going to do them precise because they look cutesy, almost cartoony and higgledy-piggledy. It's really, really cute. Use the detailer brush to pull that gel paint into the middle so you don't have any pooling and gathering because that will cause wrinkling. These are highly, highly pigmented gels, so you really need to work thin with them. I'll pop that in the lamp for 30 seconds once I'm happy with it. I'm just going to fiddle around with the edges here to give them a tiny bit of definition. And then I'll make sure I pull that gel back into the middle again. There we go. So that goes into the lamp. And now I'm going to use the pink to do the centre of the flower. Just like so, with the smallest of my dotting tools. And then I'm going to use the detailer brush to pick up a little bit of that green and just do a tiny little kind of stem. It's very, very simplistic, this design, because I've just copied the dress, that's all. So it's very simple, nothing fancy, but cute, really, really cute. Into the lamp for 60 seconds, and then this nail's going to have a gloss top coat, because I don't like the feel of matte on my thumbs. I will wear it, but I just didn't fancy it this time. There we go. Once I'm happy with that, that's another 30-second cure in the lamp. And we're going to do the same on the index finger, which I'll show you quickly. So in again with the rubber base. It's actually the index finger and the pinky that will be the same, but I'll just show you one more because it's at a slightly different angle. So in with the rubber base, I may use a detailer brush just to tuck it in there, just to make sure we've got extra grippiness. There we go. Pull it all the way down to the free edge. Make sure you cap that free edge, because you do not want it cracking and chipping and lifting. Okay, 30-second cure, and then we're going in with Primavera. Primavera. I feel like that's how I have to say it, otherwise it just doesn't count. I can't go Primavera. I have to go Primavera. Okay, that's had its first, no it hasn't, sorry. I'm going to get the detailer brush just to go around the side walls and cuticle. It's just the best hack ever. Don't try and get a big brush in there, especially if you've got small hands. It's just not worth it. Not worth the hassle. Just use a little detailer brush. So much easier. There we go. Okie dokie. So I'm just blending that in, making sure it's travelling through the nail nicely. And then I will cure it for 30 seconds in my lamp. In with the second coat. Nice and simple. It's always easier, I think. The first coat is the one where you faff about a bit more. There we go. I was saying that, this is quite faffy, actually. Into the lamp, and third coat, which I did show you this time. There we are. I'm working on natural nails, so I think I prefer having more. More is more, right? I'll just tuck that in, make sure everything's nice in the way I want it. There we are. And then that's going in the lamp for a 30-second cure. Lovely. So once that's done, I'm going to apply a layer of Velvet Matte top coat. You don't need to go in thick with this. It cures beautifully. Like, it's just the best. I've tried so many brands, so many. Now I noticed a bit of dust on the end and it had cured, so I'm just going to take my file and smooth that away, because I'm going to be capping this nail again anyway later. And we're going to do the little flower, same as we did on the thumb, so I'll let you watch this. And once the little flower's all done, then I will top coat this with the Velvet Matte, so it's going to be matte. Obviously, that's what Velvet Matte means. Cap that edge. Into the lamp, 30 seconds. Onto the middle nails. These are both the same, so they're going to have the same rubber base, which is very beautiful. Don't need to go thick with it. you're better off going thin and scrub-a-dub-a-dubbing it into the nail surface, because it's grip. It's about having that Velcro grip. There we are. Lovely. It's got a nice sheen to it, hasn't it? Right, 30-second cure, and then we're using Flirty, which is that nail bed colour, which is, it's not a level 5 opacity. I think it's a level 4 or 3, but it's so, it has this really clever way of still putting pigment on your nail plate without it looking fake. So it's a really natural sheen looking nail bed colour, but it evens out all those tones. I would wear this on its own. I would have a full set of just this. In fact, it would be beautiful if you had a bride that wanted very, very natural and yet that nice gel manicured look without too much of a false nail bed colour. You want this one. Oh, it's stunning. Absolutely stunning. So I've done one coat. It's going to have a 30-second cure, and then we're going in with the second coat as always. Once that's all cured, I'm going to take my detailer brush and that lovely mint green Primavera, and we're just going to do a line. So it's like that miniature French, what's it called? I don't know. Micro French, that's it. Micro French, miniature French. Oh dear. Micro French, that's it, darling. I'll get there eventually. Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. Just put me in the corner. Now, I went a bit thick with my micro French. It started to be a midi French, so I did take my 3D acrylic brush, actually. It's got a nice point to it. Popped it in some isopropyl alcohol and just used it to swipe away the excess before it had cured. Nice and easy, and it's good for straightening up lines and things like that. So there you go. Once I'm happy with that, we'll go in the lamp and then we'll do the next one. So once they're both cured, we're going to do a layer of velvet matte top coat because we're going to apply some crystals. You know that life is better with bling. Don't deny it. Don't hold yourself back, because Alina crystals make everyone's life better. And that's what we're going to use. We're actually going to be using the spring opal mix because it has some beautiful opal greens in there. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'll give you a little peek of some of the crystals. I've got some in pots, so I just decanted some into this little tray, and I had some in my little pot as well. I've had this mix for ages, so it's really, really kind of running low now. But it's lasted me forever. Okay. So I'm going to use Bling Bond adhesive from Alina Crystals and the pickup tool. And I'm just going to do a tiny little crystal cuff using the green opals from the spring opal mix. There we are. Just build up a little cuff. It's such a gorgeous, gorgeous colour. Absolutely gorgeous. It's one of my favourite opal colours, actually. Well, I say that, but then when I use the pink and the blue and the white, because pink, blue and white opal are all, and green are all in the spring opal mix, and I'm telling you, they are, oh, they're just so beautiful. Oh, they're so gorgeous. And every time I use one, I go, oh, that's my favourite. But then when I use the next one, oh, that's my favourite too. So I'm useless. I'm like a child with a toy. So I'm going to do the same on the other nail, just a simple crystal cuff. And there you go. I'm going to apply the no wipe top coat as well. Now, if you want to get into working with crystals but you're petrified, don't worry. I used to be an educator for Swarovski. Now I'm an educator with Alina because that is my brand. And I run courses online and they are very, very affordable, and you don't need to purchase an expensive kit. I can recommend products that would go with the course. But if you're practicing and learning, you can use what you've got. It does not matter. I just want people to get the most out of their nail art crystals. I'm going to use my detailer brush to tuck in around those crystals, not over them, because they will end up looking like gummy sweets that have been spat out by a small child, and no one wants that on their hand, do they? No. So yeah. And once that was done, I just cured it. I applied some coconut cuticle oil from Glitter Planet, and here we are in my garden. Isn't that nice? Aren't they gorgeous? I'm in love with them. Thank you so much for sticking around. Like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Tally bye!